Yun, what's up sa inyo mga kuma? Yan. Samahan niyo ako, gawa natin tong reaction video laban ni Manny Pacquiao mga kuma. Yan. Tara, pisaan na natin agad to. Naumpisahan agad, yan.
One of Pacquiao's more forgotten fights took place on March 12, 2010. Recent negotiations fell through for the Filipino to face Floyd Mayweather, so in stepped the notably bigger and stronger African boxer Joshua Clottey.
There's a combination for Pacquiao, and he manages to rip a left through the guard. Clottey pretends to wobble.
Sakit nun. Tao lang din yan si Pacquiao mga lodi. Tinatamaan din yan. Pero grabe tumanggap ng suntok no?
Clottey's inability to compete with Manny's speed on the inside led to quite a negative fight and performance overall on his behalf. It took the HBO commentator Jim Lampley to lift.
Siguro wala nang mahahanap na katulad ni Pacquiao. Meron man, matagal na. Tagal pa bago ulit umusbong.
The mood in round 8, as he went on quite an unusual but albeit hilarious outburst on Manny's punching power.
Bang, 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 bang.
Grabe si Pacquiao.
Try and stop it. Bang, bang.
Lalo nung bata-bata pa to, talagang nang bubugbog, gulpi ang kalaban.
This is the Manny Pacquiao who has dominated boxing for the past 3 years.
The fight itself may have been forgotten with time, but that commentary clip is timeless.
Grabe si Pacquiao, no? Layo na naabot sa boxing. Idol na idol ko to
Pacquiao is known for being one of the nicest and most easygoing fighters in recent history. But on November 24th, 2014, he openly admitted to being angry and bloodthirsty to put a demolition job on his
Ito,
cocky
magandang
opponent,
kalaban niya
Brandon
dito,
Rios.
si Brandon Rios.
No, this guy.
Talagang ginulpi ni Pacquiao. Maganda nga yun hindi pinatulog. Talagang gugulpihin mo lang, ginawang punching bag no?
Es puto Pacquiao. Así es. Pendejo.
Manny was coming off the most devastating loss of his career to Juan Manuel Marquez, and Rios was making sure the world knew he'd be the one to put the final nail in Pacquiao's career coffin, so to speak.
I'll let you concentrate on it.
Pero kasama talaga sa boxing niya mga makatulog ka sa lona.
Congressman, I gotta go in there. I gotta retire you. I gotta retire Manny Pacquiao because I'm the next star.
Once the first bell sounded, Manny pounced on Rios and unleashed a streak of violent attacks.
Rios, it's hard for Rios to get him because he's always moving. I mean, he uses that right hand better than any southpaw I can remember.
Brandon laughed off the onslaught early on, but after 12 rounds of punishment,
Pag ordinaryong tao sinuntok niya ni Pacquiao, nako.
he realized he messed with the wrong guy.
Pacquiao is enjoying looking at Rios' swollen, bloodied face.
Kumakain ng kamao no?
To this day, Brandon regrets his use of language
Basag ang akom Basag-basag.
and has nothing but respect for the Filipino slugger.
You can't hate the guy. You can't hate on the guy. He's done a lot of great things. And, I go back, I look at the 24/7, I look at all the shit I was saying. I shouldn't be saying that shit. I fought one relation.
Wala. Mahirap na yung maabot yung nagawa ni Pacquiao sa boxing, mga kuma.
While Pacquiao has always been known by the nickname Pac-Man, from the years 2003 to 2005, another name was being thrown about by fans and pundits, the Mexicutioner.
Muhammad Ali.
He was undefeated against the first 3 Mexicans he fought, Lucero, Barrera, and Marquez. But the legendary warrior, Eric Morales, put an end to the new nickname by dishing the Filipino his first defeat in 6 years, and what would go on to be his only defeat in a 13-year period.
Ito, bata pa ako nito yung laban na to
This is boxing at its
Kaya
The fight was close, but the right man got
dito ang nag-umpisa yung Pilipino tsaka Meksikano, laging magkalaban.
the decision. Manny,
Pag
as
sila
all great
kasi
fighters do,
magkalaban,
wasted no time
exciting,
matching
laging
Morales and went on to
bugbugan.
score 2 decisive knockdown victories in their next 2 meetings. When they met the third time in November
Tapos si
2006, Pacquiao was clearly entering his fightful prime years and blitzed through the Mexican, scoring 3 knockdowns and a 3-round annihilation job.
15 seconds. There we go, Morales again. And the look on Eric Morales' face
Grabe siya.
looks like he doesn't want it anymore. That's it. Manny Pacquiao has just put himself in the class of best pound for
Pati nung bata-bata si Pacquiao, talagang suntok lang ng suntok. Hindi napapagod.
pound in the world.
Cheese Whiz!
Yun,
Helps strengthen bones with a
patalastas.
strength builder of calcium from Cheese Whiz.
Huwag natin skip yan, syempre.
On January 24th, 2009, one of the most controversial fights in boxing history took place between Antonio Margarito and Shane Mosley.
That an illegal pad was found in Margarito's gloves.
Moments before the fight began, Mosley's team noticed something unusual with Margarito's hand
Biruin nyo mga kumano. Tignan nyo, ang lalaking tao niya, no? Ni Shane Mosley tsaka ni Margarito. Nilabanan ni Pacquiao.
wraps. Upon inspection, according to
Diba?
trainer Nazim Richardson,
Yun na lang
a
eh.
block of cement literally
Saan ba-
fell out from the wraps.
Saan ba galing yan si Pacquiao? Pinakamababang division. Kung hindi pa nga nag-skip ng mga nung iba, baka 10 yan nakuha ni Pacquiao.
And a block fell out of it.
The fight went ahead anyway, and Mosley went on to put a hellacious beatdown on the Mexican. The controversy surrounding this fight brought up even more questions about Margarito's previous bouts. How long had this been going on for? And did Margarito know what was really going on?
Hilig
the
ko pa
former
naman
champ
manood ng
has never
boxing.
taken any responsibility for what he said was his trainer's intention. However, Manny's take on the matter during an HBO 24/7 episode had fans at home laughing out loud as he went on to express the same feelings as 99% of everyone else that was informed.
In my opinion, did he know? 100% yes. You would definitely know.
Of course, with rough in my hands, I'm gonna close my eyes.
Fans of Manny will be surprised to see his recent bout with Jeff Horn made the list. But upon review, even
Jeff
without his
Horn.
arms being raised at the end,
Madaya.
it has to be said it was a spectacular fight to watch, and both men had individual standout moments.
Totoo naman.
The expectation was that
Talagang pinahirapan si Pacquiao kasi talagang binababang ganun eh.
Pacquiao was going to destroy Jeff Horn.
Pero bugbog si
In
Jeff Horn
particular,
dyan.
round 9 was a flashback to a
Kita
prime
naman eh.
Pac-Man.
Oh.
If these before and after screenshots don't say
Wasak-wasak ang
enough,
ako eh. Tingnan mga wasak ang ako eh oh. Kawawa eh oh. Biruin nyo, mananalo ba yan kay Pacquiao oh? Loko yun si Lolo Bob eh. Talagang gusto ayaw ng palabanin si Pacquiao nung mga panahon na yan. Eh si Pacquiao kayang-kaya pa. Tuwan-tuwa mga Australiano.
During Pacquiao's illustrious career, we saw a 106-pound strawweight gradually move up 12 divisions and become a champion at 9 different
Biruin nyo. Tingnan nyo. 106 pounds. Ang timbang lang dati ni Pacquiao. Ang inakyat hanggang 153. 153 ba? 153. Or 156 ata. 153 basta. Junior middleweight.
weights.
He's earned it the hard way from 122 pounds up to 140 pounds. He hasn't ducked anybody.
While a modern-day record on its own, what many people don't know is what would appear to be his optimal weight.
Is he number one pound for pound? He'll try to
Kinubog talaga ng panahon si
Via
Pacquiao.
Pac-Man being such an incredible WBC champion in the lower weight
Si
classes,
Diaz.
when he decided to move to 135 pounds on June 28, 2008, the World Boxing Council
Ito ata,
instantly granted him a
ito ata unang akyat ni Pacquiao sa sa 135.
title shot against the Eric Morales conqueror, David Diaz.
third for good measure. Pacquiao again with that.
Yung nilabanan ni Pacquiao yan si Diaz, mga kuma. Halimaw yan si Diaz.
Right hook, right uppercut.
Pero yung nakaharap si Pacquiao, ginawang
Work with the right hand by Pacquiao.
If you wonder why I suggested this might have been his
Ginawang
optimal weight
punching bag
class,
din.
just check out his one and only performance at 135. The combination of Diaz's bravery and Pacquiao's sublime skills resulted in an extremely one-sided fight and knockout.
Kawawa no?
How many more? Down he goes, and Pacquiao stops the fight. Should have never got to
Grabe si Pacquiao.
Diaz's interview after the fight has some pretty memorable moments
Puta. Tingnan mo yung mukha. Uy, basag-basag eh.
just on its own.
basically the story of the fight.
Yeah, he was too fast. Fucker was too fast.
Yo, I let cruise with a conglomerate. Choose we rock astonishing. Kiss the ring, bow down and honor it.
As you'll see throughout the video,
Kakaiba
Pacquiao
talaga
is
si
a dangerous
Pacquiao.
SOB
Para sa
inside
akin,
the ring.
kakaiba talaga
But
si
whenever he's
Pacquiao.
spotted away from the sport, he seems to be nothing but smiles.
Wala nang Pacquiao na lalabas. Nag-iisa lang.
In particular, his pranks have gone viral from time to time, most of which are aimed at his gym mates. Here are a few that I couldn't help but laugh at.
Inugal. Loko-loko no?
Unlike the stars of the Western world, Pacquiao didn't have an easy ride during the start of his career. A man that weighed little more than a supermodel was matched pretty fiercely before he became a star in the States.
Torrecampo has carried the fight to Pacquiao. Oh! It's over.
He was knocked out by Rustico Torrecampo and Singh Surat 3K Battery respectively, so when he had his first world title shot against
Kaya si Pacquiao nung bata-bata mahina yung bodega din. Kaya yan pinalakas niya. Grabe mag-sit-ups yan. Talagang
the 32-1 Chachai Sasakul
3,000 sit-ups ata, iba-iba. Everyday yon ha? Hindi, 6,000 ata, 3,000. Basta nasa ganun. Yung napanood ko sa sa YouTube din.
in 1998, he had to overcome the odds and elevate his performance like never before.
Looks like he's starting to puff a little bit, and down he goes. Well, there was a cracking body shot in amongst a barrage of blows.
It was a difficult fight for Manny, but with a knockout in the 8th round, he grabbed the first of what would become many championships down the line.
Ito.
Sticking to the theme of a young Manny, on June 23, 2001, the Filipino caught arguably the biggest break of his career.
Ito ang nagbukas ng pinto kay Pacquiao sa Amerika.
The South African
Ledwaba.
super bantamweight Lelo Ledwaba was en route to make his 7th world title defense of his IBF strap against the Mexican southpaw Enrique Sanchez.
12, no?
But a late injury
Bago
camp
natalo ni
left Sanchez
Pacquiao,
with no
12 na
option but to
depensa.
withdraw from the fight and left Ledwaba opponentless. HBO only had 2 weeks to find a new opponent, and to be honest, no respected champion or contender would take a fight on that short notice unless they were really desperate. Manny, who had never fought outside of Asia at this point, was surprised when the phone rang and gave him an opportunity to fight in America for a world title.
Absolutely. I think this guy just hit so hard.
Biruin nyo.
He's totally on the defensive.
Walang kakabaka si Pacquiao dyan, mga kuma.
Ledwaba right now. That's a TKO victory for the very impressive Manny Pacquiao.
One of Pacquiao's greatest wins, and you could really see how
Talagang
much this
yung
meant to him.
gutom sa sarili Talagang Matisse, number 15. Yun, mas mabilis sa Lazada. Huwag natin skip yan. Huwag natin mag-skip ng mga ads, mga kuma.
And I've won all my fights by knockout.
A risk for Pac-Man, no doubt, but with risk comes reward. Not only would the victory sway public opinion, but also earn a WBA welterweight title, which in turn would open up many more lucrative fights in the future.
Against one of the biggest names to ever be in the sport.
Pacquiao, to the surprise of many, rolled back the years and beat Lucas comfortably inside 7 rounds. His first knockout victory in almost 10 years, and a huge leap back on the road to redemption.
You were gonna be the counter, but today,
grabe si Pacquiao. Ay, si Bato!
By far, Pacquiao's most feared rival in his career to date was the former 6-weight world champion and elite pound-for-pound superstar.
Yan, mga kuma. Para sa akin, si Marquez talaga ang pinaka-ano ni Pacquiao. Pinakakatapat sa boxing. At yung parang talagang tumalo kay Pacquiao nung talagang ano na siya, nasa Amerika na siya. Si Marquez lang.
The two battled out 4 historic fights over an 8-year
Talagang
period, with
bugbugan
all
naman
4
talaga
being
yung
just
laban
about
nila
as exciting as any sporting event could be. The fights were so close, people
Pero yung unang laban nila, si Pacquiao yung dapat talaga yun. Para sa akin, 3 bagsak si Marquez noon.
still argue about the winners of the first 3 to this day. Unfortunately for Manny, the 4th fight was settled in brutal fashion, which is largely, if not completely, what the fight is remembered for today. Upon review, however, an argument can be made that the most exciting round of Manny's entire career took place just 3 or so minutes before he was knocked out. Check out round 5, Marquez versus Pacquiao 4.
Pero ang lakas ni Pacquiao dyan, yung pang-4 na laban nila. Saka ang bilis. Tignan nyo, basag-basag yung mukha ni Marquez. Tignan nyo, basag-basag yung mukha ni Marquez. Yan, itong una, panalo dapat talaga si Pacquiao
was
dito.
from our number 15 pick, we had to put round 1 from their first ever encounter at least 1 slot above.
Marquez comes out in a more offensive stance than he usually does.
On May 8, 2004, the 2 pound-for-pound titans collided for the first time in what many felt would be an epic back-and-forth clash. Marquez started well, but out of nowhere, Manny put the Mexican down and continued to go on an absolute onslaught until the bell sounded to end the first. The 3 knockdowns in the first round were the only ones of the fight. To give Marquez credit, he bounced back, racking up a fair share of rounds himself before the final bell.
Nung kapanahunan ni Pacquiao na to, grabe. Talagang yung mga suntok talaga sunod-sunod. Kala mo machine gun eh.
The fight was scored a draw, but should have been given to Manny due to the third judge, Burt Clements, mistakenly scoring round 1 at 10-7 instead of a 10-6, which would have resulted in a Manny victory. A tough one to take, but at least it led to 3 more classic encounters.
Senator, yan. Naging senator na si
In the Western
Boss
world,
Manny.
Manny will be remembered as nothing short of a boxing legend by all fans in the know. But over in the Philippines, he's leaving a legacy beyond sport.
One question that occurs to me again and again is, can I be a good congressman?
I'm Honorable Manuel D. Pacquiao from Lone District of Sarangani Province.
And my resounding answer is yes.
On May 17, 2016, Pacquiao received 16 million votes to land him among the 12 new members of the Senate. As a politician, Manny believes he can make a huge difference to the overall state of life for the people of the Philippines, and quickly began projects building new schools and hospitals in poverty-stricken areas. Ryan Songalia.
Nung naging politika si Pacquiao, maraming tinulungan lalo.
A New York-based Filipino journalist said in an interview last year, Pacquiao's level of popularity among the common folk is equivalent to Justin Bieber, Michael Jordan, and Elvis combined in the States. And I don't think anything will change for a while, with strong rumors he has ambitions to be president within the next 10 years.
Galing hirap eh, sabay umaman sa sakripisyo.
We couldn't make a Pacquiao video without mentioning his big upcoming fight with Keith Thurman this week. It's unquestionably his biggest test since the Mayweather fight in 2015.
Si Yabang oh, si Thurman, si T-Rex Arm. T-Rex Arm!
And whether he wins or loses, massive credit has to be given to the Filipino slugger for just taking the challenge at this point in his career.
I hope my words motivate him to fight a harder fight.
Isa to sa pinakagusto kong laban ni Pacquiao.
Here is a quick rundown of the stats and a brief look at how the performance cards look at this period of time.
29-0.
The best man win.
10 taon ng agwat. 5'8", 5'6". Ang haba pa ng reach ni Thurman. Kumbaga lamang na lamang siya.
Pag-isipon at headache, talo sa
Tusiran Porter. Barrera. Idol ko dati yan, si Barrera. Ang lakas niyan. Malakas dati yan si Barrera. Grabe si Pacquiao. Ang galing. Ang galing, sobra. Tignan nyo bumitaw ng mga suntok, oo. Laging 5-5 eh. Isang suntok nila, 5 ang nabay. Kahit sino eh, no? Ikaw, suntokin ka ng isa, sabay... suntokin mo ng isa, sabay 5 suntok, sasaluhin mo. Lugi eh. Kahit sino eh.
Do it like Jordan, run up and spark him. My G's been on badness, waiting for the mustache like Starling. And his teams will love him.
Si Bradley oh. Ito daya din to. Para sa
On
akin.
June 8, 2012, boxing fans were sick to their stomach as a very fortunate Tim Bradley had his arms raised at the end of a bout the entire world could clearly see he lost.
Pacquiao won at least 10 rounds. It was clearly lopsided.
Prominent sports writers for websites such as Bleacher Report, The Sabotage Times, and ESPN all ranked the fight in the top 5 worst robberies in the...
Madaming beses na dinaya si Pacquiao. Lalo pag sa Las Vegas na laro, dinadaya si Pacquiao.
Entire 120-year history of the modern sport. It truly was a disaster and had to be settled in a rematch sooner rather than later.
What I need to prove, I already proved that, you know, I can...
It was said at the MGM in Las Vegas. Bradley, despite winning the first fight, had actually become vilified by the boxing media for matters that were out of his own control. He tried to respond to the critics in a big way by coming out fast and looking for the knockout. However, his newfound style played straight into the Filipinos' hands as he was very soundly beaten over the 12 rounds. Vindication for Pac-Man and a great performance to settle the score once and for all.
Watch your mouth! Watch your mouth!
A boxing highlight reel wouldn't be complete without an infamous trash talker beatdown.
Ayan. Isa din to si Broner na gusto kong kalaban ni Pacquiao. Nakalaban.
I don't want y'all to have nothing to say about this shit.
On January 19th, 2019,
Mayweather wannabe
faced
yun
the brash, big-talking contender Adrian Broner in a pay-per-view bout on...
Nung tinalo ni Pacquiao yan, nag-retired na. Sabay bumalik, hindi na nakabalik ng todo. Naparaning.
No disrespect, but
He claimed false. Hockey fighter being humble shares his frustration.
I want to thank the whole...
When it comes to the pre-fight documentaries on HBO, Floyd Mayweather has always been the star of the show. It's all about the lifestyle and behind-the-scenes access, little about the actual fight and opponent he's trying to beat. Manny, on the other hand, has consistently given exclusive insight as to how he trains, spars, eats, and even poops during a build-up.
Incredible.
Incredible.
One of my personal favorite clips from the show was when he reacted to his upcoming opponent's secret tactics to win the fight.
So in the last 24/7, we saw Juan Manuel Marquez training. He was drinking his own urine.
He drinks his own urine.
Do you do that?
No, I'm not gonna do that. That's why he wants a rematch, because it's just a mistake. He just drink his urine, but he forgot to eat his.
To add what?
His ass.
Loko din yan si Senator.
He had to eat his and then
training secrets with Manny Pacquiao.
Loko din yun.
There's a long and interesting history of legendary boxers retiring former legends of the ring. What's
Si De La
also
Hoya,
referred to
idol
as
na
a change
idol
in
ni
the guard
Pacquiao yan.
has happened hundreds of times.
Sinasabi niya lagi.
The end of the fight. Honey, the winner by unanimous decision.
Gene Tunney retired Jack Dempsey as Marshall, and Pacquiao had his chance to take over from one of the most successful and
Ayan
popular
din, si De La
fighters of
Hoya.
recent generations,
Pina-retired
Oscar
ni
De La
Pacquiao.
Hoya, on December 6, 2008.
Kumbaga, past luck round yan nangyari.
Jab, jab, straight left hand. His ability to fashion the first hand.
Grabe yung double jab
Starting his offense with it.
Ang galing yan, no?
Shows how much he's progressed as a tactician. One thing that you is very obvious.
What was nicknamed the Dream Match actually turned out to be a mismatch. Pacquiao completely dominated the former champ. Round after round, the Golden Boy was beaten.
Nung nilabanan ni Pacquiao yan si De La Hoya, walang naniniwala na kayang talunin ni Pacquiao yan. Kasi nga, malaki si De La Hoya, malakas. Pati hindi pa naman lipas yung prime para sa akin, ha. Kasi bago labanan ni De La Hoya si Pacquiao, nanalo pa yan si De La Hoya.
Black and blue.
Hindi lang kaya talaga ni De La Hoya si Pacquiao ng mga panahon na yan. Kasi ayan talaga yung pinaka-prime ni Pacquiao.
스니커즈를 먹어봐.
Hungry like
Kumbaga
a
best
zombie? Bite
pound
a
for
Snickers.
pound nga. Ayan.
Obviously not
Si
Manny's
Pacquiao
most
at
treasured
si
memory for the
Mayweather,
ring, but a
pinakamalaki
historic
may
night
pay-per-view
that
sa
changed
boxing.
boxing forever, nevertheless.
Feels like the atmosphere of those great fights in the 80s. Crowd is ready. A big roar greets the opening bell.
When Pacquiao fought Floyd Mayweather on May 2nd, 2015, the boxing world, scrap that, the entire world, were left deflated and unsatisfied with what was being built up as the fight of the century.
Was this worth the wait?
When the history books is written, it was worth the wait.
It certainly wasn't the worst fight I've ever seen, but admittedly, I knew it wasn't going to help the sport grow as, say, Ali versus Frazier did. Either way, the fight makes the list, based on the purses generated
Para sa
alone.
akin si Pacquiao
Mayweather
yung
took home
panalo
a
sa
whopping
laban na
180 million before endorsements, while Manny bagged a respectable 120 million himself. Not a bad night's work, if I say so myself.
Si Cotto.
Pac-Man, as seen in this video, has had many great moments throughout his amazing career. But in 50 to 100 years' time, I can guarantee that the year's full version to the ring for his 35th time
Kinakatakutan sa
without ever
welterweight
losing
si
a fight
Cotto ng
legit.
mga panahon na yan.
At this point, Pacquiao was a star in his own right and dominated the terms of the bout, which admittedly played in his own favor. Regardless of that, the performance alone silenced critics as he went on to destroy the normally iron-chin warrior inside.
Pati mga kuma, si Pacquiao napakalakas tumanggap ng suntok. Totoo. Ang lakas tumanggap ng suntok ni Pacquiao.
Fans are going to get 12 rounds of action out of 10 rounds tonight. Now they're going to get 50
Pero yun yung lalaki na nakakalaban niya, no? Pati nasa natural weight nila yan.
Oh my gosh!
The full
Kayang
array of
kainin ni
Pac-Man's skill set
Pacquiao.
was on display that night. An excellent performance and one myself,
Grabe,
among many
ito
others,
naman to.
will never forget.
10 suntok ata yun. Si Night Hot Dog.
While Pacquiao has scored some brutal knockouts early in his career, career, the tail end of it saw mostly only decisions go his way.
You hit like a bitch. He could knock a guy out that was straightforward coming straight at him.
Quite a surprising tale, considering every man who's ever shared a ring with him claims his power to be freaky in nature.
Straight, and his punches are like solid. You know, they're not snappy. They're just like feel like bricks coming at you. Boom.
Boom. Angat yung dalawang pae, oh.
One fighter who will never forget the brutish force is the British welterweight contender Ricky Hatton.
You hurt me with every punch, to be honest. Even the arm punches, they were solid.
On May 2nd, 2009,
isa lang talo ni Hatton yan kay Mayweather ata.
Battled it out for the IBO World Title.
Pagkakaalam ko.
Hatton, a tough warrior himself, was very mindful of Manny's skill set, particularly
Pinatulog ni
power
Pacquiao,
before the bout. However,
pinatulog ni Pacquiao, rectang retard. No?
his mindful attitude turned to fear for the opening bell as he was well and truly beaten to a pulp.
Excited pa siya, oh. Yung pala matutulog lang.
There's the straight left hand, and he landed it right on Hatton's
2009 to eh.
And down goes Hatton after he swings and misses with a left hook.
It was only a matter of time before Pacquiao would find a shot to end the fight, but no
Yung
one
hook na
expected
yun
it to be as soon and as
Yung hook na yon ang tawag nila doon mga Manila Ice. Manila Ice. Yan.
brutal as it was.
Trivia yon, trivia. Night. Grabe si.
The greatest punch of Pacquiao's career and one of the greatest knockouts in boxing history.
Totoo yun. Isa sa pinaka magandang knockout
It's
sa
never going to be easy to
buong
narrow down a
kasaysayan
list
ng
like this to
boxing.
one particular moment. Manny has done a lot to admire. However, one particular fight deserves a special mention due to the satisfaction that it gave to boxing fans
Yan,
around the
dito
world.
naging 8 times world champion si
To me, I
Pacquiao.
think he's scared, and Freddie Roach is scared because he's not
Kay
going to be the
Margarito.
superstar no more. He's just going to be maybe a super.
Pero inyo
But the
ang
star is
laking
coming
tao
up, it's
niyan,
Margarito.
mga
On
kuma.
November 13th, 2010, Pacquiao faced off with who
Binugbog
could
lang ni
only be
Pacquiao.
described as the villain of boxing, Antonio Margarito.
Enfrente de mí. Le va a doler como si trajera yeso, pero no hay nada en el vendaje.
As mentioned earlier, Margarito has been involved in multiple scandals over the years. What angers me, he is good. That can take
Ay nagkadayaan eh, kay Cotto tsaka kay Margarito.
Antonio Margarito has said that Manny Pacquiao better be ready for war.
At close to 6 foot, Margarito towered over Manny in the ring. But again, that just became another factor in the satisfaction of the victory.
Grabe oh.
Margarito defensively. Left cross straight on the bad eye. And another one. Right on that badly bruised right eye of Margarito. Pacquiao.
Pagtapos ng laban yan, yung ano bang tawag sa ganito? Orbital bone ata sa mata. Basta yun. Basag yan. Yung ano ni Margarito. Kaya yung mata niya ngayon, nakasaliwa. Gawa ng laban na yan. Grabe oh.
Left hook inside by, or left cross inside by Pacquiao. He lands the right hook too as Margarito steps in.
There were moments where Manny had to dig deep to keep the big man from getting too close. But other than that, the performance overall was sensational. Uppercuts, jabs, hooks, leaps, and ducks,
Galing
each
ni
time to
Pacquiao ng
perfection.
laban niya.
Margarito tries to press the action. Pacquiao.
Talagang labas na labas yung skills ni Pacquiao oh. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 na malulutong na suntok, tatama sa mukha mo. Iyak! Kaya mga